A chance to report on them now. Let's
right,
call in
let's
our good
it.
friend Tim Graham, Director of Media Analysis for Media Center Research, one of the newsbusters. Tim, welcome back to America's Forum. Why are the alphabet networks overlooking editing their coverage of the midterms, maybe even censoring it?
There's just no doubt that they're trying not to cover the midterms. ABC's World News in particular, we had found that from June 11 forward into October the 20s here, they had not done a report on the midterms. I mean, how you can spend half the year ignoring the fact there are midterm elections. It's, I think the only obvious answer is they're not going well for the Democrats, therefore they're not newsworthy. I mean, we understand these days that the news is full of lots of Kardashians and all kinds of garbage like that, but you can still do 2 minutes here or there on how the Democrats and the Republicans are doing, and they're just not they're trying not to do that.
And according to the Media Research Center study, that this varies quite differently compared to 2006. Can you kind of give us some comparisons from 2006 to now?
Obviously, these two midterms are sort of polar opposites in that, you remember 2006 and the 6th year of President Bush, the Democrats are doing very well, and the network's evening news shows did hundreds of stories on that, more than 150. We counted less than 25 this time. I think that's the whole thing. There's sort of this 6-to-1 differential in the amount of coverage. And again, if you were comparing ABC, it's like 33-0 in the study period we had from like September 1st to October 20. So not only are they not covering the midterms, they've tried very hard not to discuss the poll results as we previously established. They've been much more interested in covering sexual assault in the NFL, or lately they've been much more interested in Ebola. They focus on something entirely different than they're trying to focus on the political landscape. And I think it's especially important right now when there's early voting going on through the whole month of October. They've tried to stay really quiet.
Well, I sure remember 2006 and all the reporting, and unfortunately a certain outcome in the 5th District of Arizona. Be that as it may, if you're looking back over this, Tim, what has been the greatest gaffe by a candidate on the left that has gone unreported by the dominant media culture?
Well, I think the most outstanding one is the series of things that Wendy Davis has done running for governor of Texas. And the reason that stands out is that earlier in the year, the networks absolutely celebrated her as a national hero for standing up to make sure that abortions were still legal in the 3rd trimester. Now she's running against this Republican in a wheelchair, and she's actually made ads attacking him for being in a wheelchair. Then she attacked him for being against interracial marriage when he's in one. It's her spectacularly awful campaign really is the amazing omission of this cycle.
And just everybody, the media outlets in Texas, just giving her cover, and nationally as well, huh? We got about 15 seconds. Last word to you, Tim.
Well, I think we're going to all be surprised when the results come in, and we'll have to look. We're going to go back and look at all this and say, how much different would the results have been if they'd actually covered these races?
Well, we're glad to cover them, and Tim, we appreciate your assessment of what has gone on there. Your thought on media coverage of the midterms. Why don't you tweet us your comments at Newsmax TV, #America's Forum. And America's Forum will continue right after this timeout.